surfing overpowers everything. That's just regular life. Surfing makes you so high, like, you know, like no matter what. You go out surfing because, you know, I watch surfing, and when I commentate, like, everyone's surfing so good. But then I go out there and I still, you know, like when I go out there I get really high when I'm in the water. There's been some heavy moments, like, you know, I had to surf against Sonny Garcia, and he was going for his first world title, and I drew him, and then, like, all the Hawaiians are like, you have to let him win, and I'm like,
too much pressure?
Too much pressure. Messages, and, like, if you beat Sonny, like, you got to go home, and then we're going to beat you up, and then I asked Ben Iper, which is, he used to coach Sonny, and I went up to Ben. That was the only guy that I think would give me a reasonable answer. And I said, what's going on? I'm getting all these mixed messages. And he said, whatever you do, don't lie down. Don't let Sonny win, because he needs to deserve this for himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sonny broke 2 boards that day. It was pretty big that day. It was like 10 feet. And then, yeah, and then a wave came to me, and I had to take it, and I came out of the barrel, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like, it's done, it's finished, he's lost his world title. But me and Tom, yeah, it wasn't, Tom Curran was so recluse, he was such a, what we call in English, an introvert, like he would, it was never a fight, yeah, he was always shy, and he would never want to come up and like say hello, how you going, no handshakes, but little soft handshakes. And then, yeah, we had the battle at Huntington Beach in the Big Pro, and there was like, we used to have to paddle around the buoy to regain priority, and then like I met him behind the buoy, and I was like, I'm paddling, and I was like, oh, sorry, I kind of like brushed my hand, or like, it's not a hit, but it was like, you know, I was like...
A little bit,
yeah, and it was just like in the heat of the moment. But this year too, I went on a trip with Tom Curran, and he's so nice. He's just lovely. He's really like just a nice, humble man. I was dreaming one night, and then I just woke up, and my dream just was like so simple. It was like, you're up, you're alive, you want to surf again, I trained, but it just happened too quick. Like, that was when my father passed away. But the second time, it's not that, I mean, it's a good story, but it's not that good. Like, it was like my sponsor, Gordon Merchant, which is a good friend, I was really big and overweight. He's like, you gotta snap out of it. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, seriously, I can't pay you anymore, because it was like 3 or 4 years and he kept on paying me like really good money, and I was like, I can't do it. He's like, I can't do it anymore, and I'm like, so that's the time that I was like, wow, I gotta snap out of this. Just like the depression, and like, you know, I was like, I would go surfing like once a week maybe, and then...
Oh, you still surf at this time?
I still surf like once a week.
I thought you were like...
No, I did surf like once a week, but that's nothing for a surfer. Like, it's just, yeah, I'd be looking outside, thinking there's no one around, it's time to go surf, and I'd go. It all comes into under the same blanket, you know. Your best friend is yourself, because when you travel so much, you're often like in a hotel room by yourself, or you're on a plane by yourself, and you've got to love your own company. You've got to be your own best friend. You know, you got to love yourself, but you got to love people that are with you. It's hard to keep a girlfriend, or like, because I said, like, you know, I was married twice, but when you travel so much, like, you meet...
How do you keep a marriage?
It's really hard. It's almost impossible. Yeah, you just, you know, because you meet, you want some companionship, like, you know, and it's not a guy really, like, you have a guy that's a mate, but a girl that you can like cuddle and kiss and feel comfortable, and like, yeah, it's a really hard thing to do. I'm Catholic, and I can't take it away from superstitious a little bit, but I like when I like approach the ocean, I'll bless myself from, and then when I go to sleep, I'll say a little prayer, and when I wake up, I'm really superstitious. But my birth date is like the 6th of the 16th, 1966.
Wow.
So like it's all sixes.
You're 6.
So 6.
Yeah.
Really hard. I was separated from her for like, I think like almost 2 years.
Oh, really?
And then I got the phone call from Raina, her son, and
Where were you?
I was on the Gold Coast, and I was going to compete that
day?
Weekend.
Oh, the weekend.
On that weekend, the contest was on hold, and Raina was freaking out, just going, "You got to come," and because Mum's in a coma, she's in hospital in Townsville, which is like way up north, and it was because we had a hard breakup, but I was sitting there holding her hand, and she didn't come around. No response. And she got transferred back to Coolangatta, and then she had like a mouth infection or something. Well, in my surfing circles, like Kelly Slater would be my idol. He's just that good, and it's amazing what he's done and what he's still doing. He's my favourite surfer. He's not like Kelly obviously is my idol, but Gabriel is my favourite new surfer.
Why?
Just for what he does, he's a freak. He rides the barrel so good, but in the air he's absolutely unbelievable. And he doesn't ever hold back. He's like, if he sees an air section, every time he's going to go it and try to do some crazy huge air, something different. And I would love to see him. He's so close to being he is a world title contender. Surfing is kind of hard on your body, especially when you surf like Gabriel. Like he's like trying to land big airs all the time. It's really hard on your ankles and your knees, but he still needs to be out there doing that stuff. Otherwise, it's tough. Like I would say for me, I used to take a lot of time off surfing, and then you come back to it, and you still got it, but it's your body's kind of fresh. So I would hate to say to Gabriel just don't surf so much. I mean, when he injures himself, he can't surf, but I don't think he knows any other way. He's the best surfer that I've seen in ever.